Hi everyone, no cold opening today because I feel cold enough as it is. I thought I could give you my mustard about those things that are happening right now in Ukraine. And there we have already another entry into my segment of sayings all around the world, because if you give your opinions on something without being asked, we would say that is giving your mustard to a topic. But that's just beside the point. I have made some notes down here. They are below my mobile so that I can reference that. I have started this video already a few times and I really need to keep on track. And this whole topic is so complicated and vast that I sometimes lose my train of thought. Well, but I try to get through it. I started this stitching on Sunday. Maybe you've seen my Instagram post already. I will link the blog post by Anthony below. Anthony Galbraith, who is an American Zen master and monk, designed this Ukrainian solidarity cross-stitch pattern. And he wrote a whole blog post about it and explaining the symbolism and the colors. And if you're interested, please feel free to watch it. And he actually said, well, it's kind of a meditative mandala situation here. And I just started stitching on it because I had the colors there and I had the fabric there. And so I just started on it. And I found myself really thinking about what is going on right now and, meditating on this whole topic. And I was like, well, this is a pattern by an American designer. And it's stitched on German fabric, and it's stitched with French threads and with a needle and a hoop that is from the Czech Republic. And the hoop was held by an embroidery stand from England, and it's now finished in a frame from Sweden, and it's got sunflower seeds in it from Turkey. So why are there borders? It's normal for us to be able to purchase from what we want, to make something as beautiful as this. And it also made me think about it also made me think about a few other things. So I was born in 1979, and I was 10 years old when the Berlin Wall fell, and when the border that divided Germany was lifted. And I remember sitting in front of the TV and watched people crying and hugging and, banging the rooftops of the cars that came from Eastern Germany to Western Germany. And I didn't really understand what was happening. I was 10 years old, but I realized and I felt that this is a huge, huge deal. And I witnessed in the following years how the Cold War ended, how my parents relaxed more. They were born right after World War II, and they obviously had it in the back of their minds that it can happen again. But I felt them relaxing. I witnessed the end of the Cold War and how it became easier to travel, and we were not scared of the Russian anymore. And I studied European management in 2000, and my professor spoke about how Europe will develop into a United States type of community. So there will be areas in Europe with similar interests and similar agricultural questions and similar, economical questions. Like, for example, the northern part of Germany and the Netherlands, who work together to find the best solution to, stabilize the coastline against the North Sea, or the Alsace and France and Germany, the wine country, and so many more regions that are that are divided by a border and also by a language barrier, or whatever you want to say, but they are very similar in the way they are. And so we got the euro, and I could really see that future happening, you know, like a United Nations type of Europe that we would develop into. And I thought, throughout my life, I felt as if the world was getting smaller and smaller. The internet happened, we could, you know, keep in touch easier, we could travel easier, everything was, we could buy goods from anywhere we wanted. And for a few years now, I feel like the world is moving apart again. Great Britain left the EU, and due to COVID, we had to close borders here in Europe and restrict traveling, because the numbers in one country were worse than in other countries, and they were really closing borders even within cities. So you couldn't really go over the bridge and work in that house over there anymore, because that was Poland and this is Germany, and we, you know, it wasn't as easy to travel around there. And now there is this man who wants to take over another nation, who wants to take over another country, the fourth biggest country in the world, like in terms of square mileage or square footage or whatever you want to call it. But why does he want to do that? And I know that there are explanations for that. Because he wants to keep the NATO in check, because he wants to control the third of the wheat farming, because he's stupid, I don't know, because he's just got this idea of grandeur. And of course, it's like 1,600 kilometers away from me here, from Hamburg. Like Hamburg to Kiev, it's like 1,600 kilometers. But keep in mind, San Francisco to New York is around roughly 3,000 kilometers. So it's just half the distance from here to Kiev. Anyway, so I was talking to my boyfriend about that, and he said, well, every war now is a world war, because we are so intertwined. Countries are so depending on each other, so dependent from each other. We are depending on working together, and the ripple effect from this will be felt all over the world. I mean, we already feel it here in Germany, or we've felt it for a few months now, that energy prices went up horrendously. People who are depending on the import of wheat from the Ukraine will suffer, like the African nation or African continent will suffer, because they get most of their wheat from the Ukraine or from Russia. So this can also lead to a food crisis there. Of course, the humanitarian crisis of over 400,000 people already on their way to the Western countries. Some of them are already here, some of them already in Poland. And eventually it will also affect international commerce. Prices will change. A lot of things will change. So I really feel like I'm moving backwards, you know. And so I asked myself, what can I do? Of course, this community stitches and buys patterns from Ukrainian artists, and that's a great thing. Of course, this community is really great at coming together, and I would hope that people are also purchasing from Russian Etsy shops, because they are suffering too. You know, currency is being devalued right now, and who knows for how long this will go on, and how long we will be able to send money their way anyways. So, and yesterday I got my Alforst embroidery delivery, and I'm not really sure if I can show it in my next video. Like, I don't know how it will feel. And I cannot cure the disease, but we can soften the symptoms, which means the refugees are already on their way. They are coming here, they are coming to Western countries, other Western countries. And a friend of mine works at a family helping organization and managed through the internet to find homes for 50 solo traveling children already, who will be here next week. And my sister-in-law is collecting and helping a local organization who is providing, or who is sending trucks to the German or Polish border, I'm not sure, and to bring supplies, food and rucks and sleeping bags and everything to all those women and kids who had to leave their dads and brothers and husbands behind. So what else can we do? Educate yourself and be critical of what you hear. So look up that country on Google Maps. I did. I always thought I knew where it was, what it was, and I learned a lot about that country and the significance of that country within the worldwide puzzle of states. And I would also invite you to find an organization that you trust, a legit organization, an international organization that provides humanitarian help, something like the Red Cross or other organizations, because besides the money, people now need food and shelter and clothing because they are fleeing their country. Women and children are fleeing the country. We will see how it all plays out in the end and what else will happen. It's the 2nd of March now, today. So please also send your prayers or ask your spirits or in whatever type of way you connect with the universe or the energies. This is just unacceptable what's happening right now. The whole world will suffer. We will all feel the effects of this. And I have no idea how this will escalate. So next week I will be back, hopefully with a normal video, a normal stitching video. And if you have questions, if you have ideas, whatever, come and talk to me. Let's chat about this, because it's so important to talk and to educate yourselves and to ask questions and to be with other people and to understand. Have a lovely day.